Good morning, my beauties. Welcome to this week's weekly live stream. This is our Sunday live stream session where we talk about new beauty releases. Yeah, I am a bit all over the place. I am on my second coffee, so if I am sounding a little bit all over the place, that's probably why. Too much caffeine in my system. So for those of you that are new around here, I do a weekly live stream at 9 a.m. Sunday, 9 a.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. So if you ever want to join us live and sound off in the comments your thoughts while we're going through everything, it would be amazing to have you here. If you're watching the replay, then you are more than welcome to sound off in the comments down below and let us all know your thoughts on everything that we're going to be covering today. As per usual, I will be sharing my screen shortly with you. Very inconsiderate driver on the road. I will be sharing my screen with you shortly. We will be going over onto Instagram and we will be talking about everything that's been sneak peeked and announced over the last week since last Sunday. And I have to say there's a few things that have piqued my interest. I probably still won't buy anything because, trying to save and all that jazz. But there's definitely been a few things that have piqued my interest. So I will do my little disclaimer right now, because I know some people find these videos quite negative, but I think considering the times and everything that's going on in the world at the moment, it is good to have a really critical eye when it comes to new beauty releases. So if you want to learn how to be more critical and more analytical about new beauty releases and save some money, then this is definitely the place for you. But if you don't like listening to people or seeing people smack talk your favorite beauty brands or dislike your favorite beauty releases or anything like that, if you don't like people having a different opinion to you, then don't watch this video. So yeah, I think that's about it. And I guess we will crack on with the show. Let me just get up Instagram for you guys. So for those of you that are new here, I follow three main Instagram accounts for beauty releases. So the first one is Kat and Haley from Beauty News. This is their Instagram page, so Beauty News Official. I also follow Trend Mood for things that the girls from Beauty News haven't picked up, and also Indie Makeup Spotlight, which is run by Amy Loves Makeup from the channel Amy Loves Makeup. Yeah, and the girls from Beauty News, I think most of you guys watch their channel anyway, so it's Beauty News on YouTube, and Kat and Haley. They have their own individual channels as well, if any of you watch them. We have Carolyn here in the comments. If you are here watching, let me know that you're here in the comments. And as we go through, let me know your thoughts. Good morning to you all. I hope you are having an amazing Sunday morning. Or if you're not in Australia, I think the rest of the world is probably Saturday evening. Okay, let's see what we have here. Okay, I'm not going to talk about this one because this is just the sneak peek, whereas further up in the list, we actually have the reveal of what it is. Eden is also here. Good morning to you, Eden. Okay, starting off with this collection from Lorac. So this is the Golden Hour collection. So we have a Golden Hour palette. So this is like a highlighter palette. And then we also have some eye gloss trios and some lip glosses. So 10 new shades of lip glosses. I think we have some swatches here of no, we don't have any swatches of the palette. I thought there was swatches, but obviously not. I will say it does look pretty, this palette. I mean, it's really, really hard to get Lorac in Australia, so I wouldn't be able to get my hands on this anyway, but this palette looks quite nice, and I like the fact that they have different colors in here. They could probably have just made this the same size as the other two. I just find it a little bit weird, particularly with highlighter palettes. I know these colors are colors that you're more likely to use, but highlighters take forever to go through. So if this was just a little bit smaller and it was the same size as these ones, I think I would prefer it. I know people will probably like this layout, but yeah, I would prefer if it was just all of the same size. The eye glosses. Now, I'm not quite sure of the texture of these eye glosses. Let me see if they show a swatch. Okay. To me, the term eye gloss, to me, that says that it remains tacky, but it may very well set down. I'm not quite sure. I'm going to stop this video. It's jumping around a bit. They look really pretty. They look beautiful. But like I said, to me, the term eye gloss, it's like that it remains sticky. Like when you think of gloss, you literally think about someone putting gloss on their eyes. That's generally what they do in like those shoots where their eyelids look really nice and glossy. They literally just put gloss on someone's eyes. So that the term eye gloss and the name eye gloss, to me, it's a little bit of a turn off because I want mine to set down. Like if it's going to remain tacky, it's going to crease on me, it's going to move around. So it just depends on whether they set down or not. The colors are beautiful though in these eye glosses. The trios, the colors in the trios are stunning. And then the lip gloss. And then the lip glosses, there's 10 new shades. And once again, there's no real information about the formula on any of these, so can't really comment. But these eye glosses do come in very pretty colors. Yeah, that's it's not a very good marketing thing, is it? Like it doesn't really showcase the product very well. Right, okay. No, it definitely doesn't showcase the products very well. Carolyn says that's heaps of highlighter. I know, like that's the other thing. I guess some people might use all this, and if this is your only highlighter palette or this is your only highlighters that you have in your collection, having these larger sizes in these two like more wearable shades, like it could very well work for you, but I would much prefer them just to be in this smaller size because, you know, highlighters take you years to go through. So I don't think they need to be in this bigger size. And it'd be nice to see swatches of this. Actually, I wonder, let's jump on over to the Lorac Instagram page and see if they do have some swatches. Is that it? Yeah, so these are the swatches. They don't look the most flattering on the skin. They look a bit chunky. Can't say I'm sold now on those highlighters. Do they have swatches of the I think these must be the lip glosses. Yeah, so these are the lip glosses. There's some pretty colors in there. It's good to see like some actual colored glosses, and then they have a clear gloss, and then they have like clear glosses with different glitter colors. So it kind of covers a lot of bases. Here we go. Okay, they do look beautiful. These eye glosses look beautiful. Let me see, do they dry down? Okay, so Lorac has said that they dry down and lock onto the lids to be budge-proof and crease-proof while maintaining their shine and sparkle. Why didn't they not put that in the description of the product? Like, people are obviously asking about it because they've used the word gloss in there. And they haven't put any description about the product in the release information. That just seems so weird. But these colors are beautiful. I probably wouldn't get much wear out of these dark ones. They're beautiful, but you know, just with that black base underneath, as stunning as they look, I just find them not as wearable. These ones look very pretty, but I already have them in like the Steel and Magnificent Metals. So yeah, I think that Lorac is very behind the 8 ball when it comes to these kind of products. I feel like these products have kind of died a natural death, and they're not as popular. Like if they brought these out when Stila first released their products or not long after, I think these would be hugely popular. But I just feel like people aren't really using those kind of products anymore, or they already have like a huge range of the Stila ones and they don't need to buy any more. So yeah, I don't know. I feel like this collection's a bit of a miss because it just, like, half of it is a bit meh, and then the other half is, I don't know, just a bit behind the 8 ball. Okay, let's go back to Eden says, I've been using the Natasha Denona Retro this weekend. Love it. I am so glad to hear that you are enjoying that palette. Good to see that you. I got my Sephora haul and I haven't even used any of it yet. So, and Carolyn says that she loves that the retro palette as well. She has it and she loves it. You guys are gonna make me want to get that palette. I just don't think I would use it all that much. It's very pretty, but I don't think I would use it. Stevie has joined us as well. Good morning to you, lovely. It's good to see you here in the chat. Okay. Now, we have a new collection from Tarte, and this collection to me just seems very, I don't know, like it just seems kind of wasted. Stevie says, I have it coming in my Sephora sale order, but it hasn't arrived. Oh, it seems like so many people picked up that palette in the Sephora sale. I feel like I'm suffering a little bit of FOMO now. Okay, so this is the new addition, so the new products in the Man-Eater range from Tarte. So we have a Iron Cheek palette as well as the Plump and Prowl Lip Plumper lip gloss. So the eyeshadow palettes and the eyeshadow cheek palette, I mean, it's nothing special really. These colors, they do look really nice. I'm not quite sure whether I really like how they look on this deeper skin tone here. I definitely think that they probably aren't really pigmented enough to show up on the deeper skin tone, which is I definitely think that it's not pigmented enough to show up on the deeper skin tone. Yeah, it's a little bit disappointing. Like, it shows up quite patchy. Like, you can kind of see through. I don't know, I wish it was a little bit more pigmented so it had that same intensity on the deeper skin tones. Yeah, there's some pretty colors in here, like these shimmer colors are really pretty, but I don't need it. Like, I definitely don't need it. It's, yeah, it's a bit, I don't know, I just feel like it doesn't really have a place. It just seems a bit, I don't know, out of place. And then there's the clear lip plumper, and I'm not the biggest fan of plumping lip glosses, but I know there are some people that absolutely love and like die for plumping lip glosses. So I think this one will be pretty popular. I think this one will be pretty popular, but it's just not for me. Oh gosh, you guys are going. Where am I up to? Stevie says there are 3 new things in this Tarte collection, I think, but I could be wrong. There's a brush set. Okay, let me see if that is on the Tarte page. Let me see. Oh, there it is. Oh, yeah. Actually, it looks like there's more. Because the Man-Eater originally was only the mascara, I think, if I'm remembering correctly. So, and maybe these liners. Newest members, so we have the eyeshadow palette, the Iron Cheek palette, the Plump and Prowl. It's also vegan. That's good. It's nice to see like a vegan lip plumper. If you only buy vegan products, that's there for you. It says no needles needed. Man-Eater Prowl Patrol brush set. So it's a 4-piece vegan and cruelty-free brush set. And we have a large powder brush, a cheek brush, a flat shader, and a liner brush. I don't really need any of these. And then we have the eyelash curler. I think Tarte bring out like this lash curler in nearly everything that they do. They have these quite often as like limited edition Christmas products. They come out with like a different one each year. And then, yeah, so it must be the liners. Basically, the liners and the mascara were already existing in this Maneater range. And then they've added these extra few. Okay. What are you guys saying? Eden says, going to skip this new Tarte collection. Stevie says, Tarte is my favorite brand and I like their full face palettes, but yes, I agree. The palette is similar to others they have had in the past. Yeah, I really like their smaller palettes because they are generally like a look in a palette, and they're very good because they have like either the bronzer, blush, highlighter, and then eyeshadows for a look, and you can like take that anywhere with you and you've kind of got a full face look in the palette. So I do like that aspect about Tarte, but sometimes their palettes just seem very similar to everything else. Yes, was mascara, liner, and the other Maneater palette. Okay, let's go back. I'm glad that you pointed that out because we were missing a few of the things in the photos. Okay. I feel like I missed a comment from you guys. No, it looks like I'm up to date. Okay, this palette from Juvia's Place, I'm very tempted, but there are pressed glitters in this palette, and I think there's about 3 or 4 pressed glitters. Does it say glitter? Yeah, I think that's about 4 to... Yeah, I'm sure I saw somewhere that it had the amount of glitters, but you can see here that there are, looks like this one, and this one are pressed glitters. The other ones look like they might be just shimmers. But the swatches of this palette, oh my gosh, they look beautiful, stunning. I think that this is the first palette from Juvia's Place that has had pressed glitters in it. So it'd be interesting to see whether like the feedback from the consumers are pro or like against the glitters, and whether going forward it'll be something that they include even more in their palettes or whether they like completely ditch the idea. So we've got a large range of different formulas. So we've got duochromes, we've got soft pearl shades, creamy mattes, and glitters in here. So it's supposed to be, the translation from the Nigerian language is drama, trouble, intensity, oh yeah. This looks beautiful. If this palette didn't have the pressed glitters in it, like that's the only thing that is kind of stopping me from really committing to buying this palette, because I really like the Juvia's Place formula. I've always enjoyed working with their palettes. I have a large range of their palettes, and some of these colors in here are stunning. So yeah, I'm really on the fence when it comes to this palette. The pressed glitters are really turning me off. So I'm not sure whether I will pick this one up or not, because it's beautiful. It is so beautiful. Just... Okay. What do you guys think of this palette? I'm interested to know what everyone thinks of it. I've seen, can't remember, I think Angelica is going to be coming out with a review of this palette this week sometime. So I'll be interested to see what her thoughts are on this palette. I'm assuming it will probably be positive, because I think traditionally she does like the Juvia's Place formula. I don't know. It's just pretty. I like it. I think it's really nice. Yes, it's so convenient to travel with, but I'm probably going to give it a miss too, as I feel I could make a mini palette similar with my products already. Yeah, that's definitely true, Stevie, with that palette, that Tarte Man-Eater palette. There's not much unique in that palette, so I think a lot of people could easily dupe it with what they already have in their collection. Eden says it's pretty, but I'm not sure if I will get it. Alice says Angelica has a video of swatches up already. Yeah, I did watch that video, but I had it playing, but I didn't watch the actual swatches, and it got to the end of the video and I was like, wait, you haven't done the swatches yet? And then I realized I was at the end of the video, so I had to go back and watch it again. Carolyn says, you younger girls can have it. It's a little bright for my taste, like probably 2 shades. Yeah, you definitely have to like more bolder colors with this palette, because there's not much in there that could give you like a more natural look. You would be probably wasting a fair bit of the palette if you just got it for like natural eye looks. Okay. We have some Neapolitan ice cream from Beauty Bakery. So they have 2 face palettes here. So the Neapolitan bar and the brownie bar, these are going to retail for $18 each. So looks like this one is more of a bronzer contour palette with a highlighter, and then this one is an all-in-one trio. So we've got your blush, bronzer, and highlighter. Interesting. I'm wondering whether the shades of the highlighter are the same in both of them, because they look quite similar in this picture. Let me just jump on over to Beauty Bakery and see if we have some swatches of, oh, she looks stunning. Are there any swatches? Don't know that there's any swatches as yet of these palettes. Yeah. We'll have to wait. We'll have to wait and see with this one, because like I said, it looks like the highlighters in both of the palettes are similar. Let me see what people are saying. Oh, 2 blushes and a highlighter. It's a face palette, use it however, that's not very helpful. And the swatches, because I think, correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but I think Beauty Bakery is owned by a woman of color. So I would imagine that these might be quite pigmented, particularly this bronzer palette. So I think for me personally, it probably will be too dark, and it would just depend on how blendable it is, because if it's gonna be too stiff and not easily blendable on the skin, I'm gonna have a lot of trouble with it. Same with this one. Like, I probably wouldn't even, probably would still be too pale for this color here as well. So I'm a little bit, I will say I'm a little bit disappointed that there aren't like multiple shade ranges in these. I think just like general criticism for a lot of brands that do palettes like this, expecting like one skin tone or multiple skin tones to work for one shade palette, it just doesn't work. Like someone of my complexion, my really, really pale complexion, almost translucent, some like a bronzer that is going to work on my skin tone is not going to work on someone with super deep skin tone. Like it just doesn't work. So only coming out with like one shade range in bronzer palettes or highlighter palettes, I just don't think it works, because it's like you can't have a universal bronzer color, because it just doesn't work. It's always not going to work on like one shade range of people. Okay, we're gonna move on from that. You're gonna go back for me? Okay, where are we up to? I think we spoke about these last week, but I'm not quite sure that we had. I think we just saw the packaging. So this is the inside of the bronzers. So Charlotte Tilbury is coming out with some Charlotte Tilbury is coming out with some airbrush bronzers. They are the part of their flawless, I think she calls it like the flawless complexion range. So there are 4 shades in this collection. It's good to see like a shade range. She hasn't just come out with just one bronzer. They look like they're going to be really nice. I think these are going to look really nice on the skin. I'm excited to see what people think of these bronzers. I'm kind of keen to pick one up, to be honest. I think that they'll look really nice, especially this really light one I think will work well for me on my skin. $55 though is very expensive, but I think that's very similar to every other kind of price range or price in Charlotte Tilbury's product lineup. Like she's very expensive. She's very expensive. Eden, am I the only one currently doing my makeup? I think you probably are. I was going to put makeup on this morning and then I ran out of time and I was like, coffee or makeup, and I decided to go with coffee instead. Good morning to you, Kylie. Oh, it's fine. You're not that late. We've only covered a few things. It is good to see you. It is good to see you. I just had breakfast too. It's 11:30 a.m. here in NZ. Yeah, it's only 9:30 here. Yeah. That's good. I like there's multiple shades, but I'm good for bronzers. Yeah, I think we're all good for bronzers at the moment. Like I definitely don't need any more bronzer, but you know, and bronzer takes me forever to get through. Like the ones that I have in my collection, it takes me like over a year just to get through one. Okay, there's some new shades coming in the Marc Jacobs Enamored Hydrating Lip Gloss Sticks. So 5 new shades coming out for Pride Month 2020. So I've never actually tried this formula. I've heard good things about it though. So I would be open to picking some of these up or one of them. Not sure about this white one. Maybe this one here. I think the other colors probably wouldn't really, I don't know whether I like any of these colors. I would probably go more from something from the existing range. I'm not quite sure about whether I would use any of these colors on a daily basis, but I've heard really good things about the formula and I would like to try the formula, but I'm just not sure whether these colors are for me. Stevie said, these look so stunning. Carolyn says, yes, me too. I don't bronze much. I often just use blush. Yeah, I bronze most days, but I don't need very much. Like the tiniest little amount. Like the ABH contour kit, I just dip them in, like my brush in once a tiny little bit, and that's the pigment shows up on my skin so easily. I seen somewhere they are like a topper. Oh, okay. So they're kind of like a lip gloss in a stick. Interesting. So these are $29 each, or you can get the set of 5 for $116. It's expensive. Marc Jacobs is expensive, but they look really nice. I'm not sure whether, can you get Marc Jacobs from Sephora Australia? I think you can, can't you? I'm not sure whether Sephora Australia has these in stock. If they do, it might be something that I want to check out when I'm in store. No, my internet's going too slow. Oh, now it's working. Are they called Marc Jacobs Enamored? I wonder how much they are in Australian dollars or at Sephora. Sephora inflates their prices so much. They are $43 each. Oh wait, no? Yeah, 43. Hydrating lip gloss stick. They have 4.5-star review on Sephora. Interesting. Let me have a look at the... Yeah, they look really glossy. I think I might like them. See one on it. Oh, hang on. Is this product Marc Jacobs? Yeah, it's Marc Jacobs. I've seen one on a video. Yes, you can. If they are the gloss sticks, they feel gorgeous on the lips. I have a couple. Oh, okay. Not yet that I've seen. They aren't in stock. I've brought some of the original ones online. Maybe I didn't look on the site enough. Something for the next, yeah. They look really nice actually in the photo. Let me have a look at the swatches. Oof, yes, okay. Need to add that to my list of things to look at for the next sale. But looking at the shade range on the Sephora Australia website, I definitely think that I would prefer colors in the existing shade range over these ones. So I will give these a miss, but I think I will check out the actual product in store. Not that I need any more lip products. Okay, so this is the new release from Pat McGrath. This is the Mothership 8 Divine Rose 2 palette. That's a mouthful and a half. This palette, wait for the swatches. They are beautiful. I'm very tempted by this palette. Very, very tempted. And these lip products as well, I'm very tempted by these as well because these are like my perfect... These are like the color I go to and wear on an everyday basis. I've never brought anything from Pat McGrath, but this is like, this is a palette that I'm intrigued by. Okay, so you can get them in a bundle. So the Divine Rose 1 and Divine Rose 2 in a bundle if you want to drop some serious dollars, $230 US to be precise. And then we have the lip trio in pink and the lip trio in peach. This lip trio in pink. Oh, yes. I haven't had the best reviews about the Pat McGrath lipsticks. Like I think it's either people love them or hate them. So I don't know, but this is very pretty. And there's only, I think there's only 2 mattes in here. The rest are pretty much shimmers. So essentially, it's like a palette of toppers, but that's pretty standard for Pat McGrath. It's a very pretty palette. It's very pretty, especially this color here, this like duochromy, multi-chromy one. What is it? A fuchsia, golden peach, and chartreuse triochrome. Triochrome. Kylie says, oh no, another Mothership to buy. I love the lipsticks too, but they are super pricey. Carolyn says, that looks beautiful. I don't have the first one, but love it. Looks gorgeous. Yeah, I think. And these two, like the mattes that are in this palette are mattes that I use a lot. Like these kind of colors, I love wearing mauves and like burgundy eyeshadows. So, oh, maybe I might be very tempted. And it looks like the packaging, is the packaging pink on the Divine Rose ones? Like the actual, it looks like it's pink. If it's pink, I am intrigued. Eden says, I got the Mothership 5, a holiday 6-pan and a lipstick that I got through Sephora start of last year when they messed up and had 50% off the whole website. But no, don't know if I can commit to $220. I know they're so expensive in Australia. I think Pat McGrath in Australia is insanely expensive. The color of packaging has been confusing online. Yeah, that's what, like in this photo, it looks pink. So I'm not quite sure. Some pics it looks black, some it looks pink. Oh, if it's black, I'm not surprised that it would be black because that's like in keeping with every other palette that she has. But if it was pink, I got one of the sparkly quads, the rose one. The first Divine Rose is in a black. I wonder if it's, oh, look at that one with the trichrome. Look at that shift. Oh, she's pretty. Where's that photo? Is it this one? Is that it? Divine Rose 2. Yeah, it's black. I think it's black. Yeah, it's black. Oh, that's disappointing. I wish it was pink. How good would that be if it was pink? I think she should do different colors for each, like you know how she's got the Divine Rose and then she's kind of got other mini collections in the Mothership palettes. I think she should do different colors for each. Her video shows both black and pink. Those are about $200. Yeah, they're so expensive. I wish I was able to jump on the 50% off bandwagon when Sephora had that mess up last year, but I wasn't quick enough to get on it. By the time I saw everyone talking about it, they'd already rectified the problem. I was very disappointed. I almost picked up the mini palette they had at Christmas time. I think it might be the 6-pan palette that you're talking about, Eden. And I went, like I was full on ready to buy it, and I went and saw it in store, and it was so small for the price. I was shocked. I couldn't commit to spending that kind of money for the size of the palette that it was. The outer packaging is stunning. Yeah, they're always pretty, and they're so like heavy and chunky, but they're just so expensive. They're just so freaking expensive. We have a new palette here from House Labs. This is called the Stupid Love palette. This palette, when I first saw it, it reminded me almost instantly of that palette that Jordan Liberty came out with. Is it Stellazzi? Last year, I think it was last year. Like just the packaging and the tones in it reminded me a lot of that palette. I did watch Nikki Tutorial's review of this, and she said that there's a lot of fallout. So I was almost certain that review was going to be super positive, but she was quite objective in it. So that was very pleasing to see. I don't know, I just don't love this palette. There's a lot of blues in here, so you would really have to love blues. Like half of the palette is blues and the other half is kind of reddy toned. So you'd have to love wearing a lot of blue eyeshadow. Yeah, I don't know. It just is, I don't know. It's just not it. It's just not it. I like how she has named the shades after her songs, like song titles and whatnot. That's really cool to see, but I just wouldn't wear this enough. It's just got just a few too many blues in it for my liking, because like I just wouldn't get enough use out of it. I'd be spending too much money and I wouldn't be getting much use out of it for what it is. I'd be only using half of the palette, like very sparingly, and then I would use the other side maybe a little bit more, but not enough to justify going to the hassle of ordering from Amazon and exchange rates and shipping and all that jazz. I don't love it enough to go to that effort to get it. I would be more inclined to get the Pat McGrath palette and spend them dollars. Okay, what else have we got? We have more CBD skincare. I don't think there has been a single week since like middle of last year where we haven't spoken about something CBD related. Like every brand is jumping on this bandwagon. So this is the skincare range from e.l.f. It's the CBD skincare collection. So we have a moisturizer, a facial oil, a body cream, an eye cream, and a lip oil. I don't think, like, I won't be able to try this even if I wanted to, because a lot of the e.l.f. stuff doesn't come to Australia, or if it does, it takes about 6 million years to come to Australia. So we're always like 20 seasons behind the US. These are fairly reasonably priced, like $15 US, 18, 13 US. I don't know, you just have to be this way inclined. Like, you'd have to want to try some CBD skincare. It's good to see some lower end price range brands bringing out products like this, because if you did want to try a CBD product, it's more easily accessible price range wise. A lot of the other brands are quite expensive. I don't know. I'm assuming that it might be extra expensive because of the quality of the CBD. I'm not quite sure. I don't really know that much about CBD. I haven't really looked into it all that much, but I know that this kind of stuff, especially this range from e.l.f., like, it probably won't come to Australia anyway, so I can't get it even if I wanted to. All right. A new mascara from Huda Beauty. This is the double-ended Legit Lashes mascara. This packaging looks really thick, like super chunky. So we have two different, okay, before, after curl and lengthen, and volume, after curl and length only, after volume only. Okay, right. So there's two ends. One end is supposed to be the volume end, the other end is supposed to be the curl and lengthen. It's good to see them actually show photos of how each of them like look if you use both of them, and then if you use them individually. I like that. $27 US for a mascara is quite expensive. And I know that some people, let me go back to that brush. Some people like will love one shape of the brush. Some people will hate the shape of the brush. So if you don't like brushes shaped like this or this, then I probably would completely skip buying this mascara altogether, because you're not going to use the other end. I wonder if you could flip the brush around. Like, if you only liked one end of the brush, and if you really liked that end of the brush, maybe you could use up one side of the mascara, clean the mascara wand off, and then flip it round into the other end. Carolyn says, I'm curious to know how many people bother to use two different mascaras on a daily basis. I don't even wear mascara on a daily basis, so I definitely would not go to the effort of putting two mascaras on. Like, I don't even put one mascara on a daily basis, let alone two. Yeah, I don't know. I think you would have to be one of those people that really like building up your lashes. Two different formulas. Yeah, I wonder if it... Okay, yeah, so it is two different formulas. I totally didn't even think about that. Thank you for pointing that out. Yeah, so I don't know. I don't think I would, and I think that I would hate applying this. I think it would be too weighty for me, and I think it would be too chunky for me. Like, this packaging looks super chunky, and could you imagine holding this and applying it to your lashes? I think that it would be really uncomfortable and awkward for me. So I don't think I would enjoy using this either, like as a general use mascara. Kylie says, I do, my lower lash smudges very easily, so I use a different one. Yeah, I've heard people, like, I know a lot of people use a different mascara on their lower lashes to their top lashes, but I'm not sure. I know people use those lash primers and then they go over the top with a like mascara, like a black mascara or something like that. But maybe like if you are someone that has lashes or your mascara on your lower lashes smudges, this might be something that, like, if one side worked for your top lashes and the other side worked for your lower lashes, that might be kind of cool because then you're only purchasing one mascara instead of purchasing two. But I don't know, you'd have to give it a try first. Stevie says, I don't wear mascara if I can avoid it. Yeah, I'm similar to you, Stevie. I only wear mascara when I'm like filming or when I'm going out to dinner or stuff like that. Every day for work, I don't wear mascara because my eyes get quite sensitive. So I avoid wearing mascara most days. My lower lashes smudge too. I just don't wear it on the bottom. Yeah, and there's that as well. There's many different ways that people like to wear their mascara. It's such a personal preference, mascara. What is this? This is the Dermalogica Retinol Clearing Oil. So this is a high-performance night oil that combines retinol and breakout clearing salicylic acid into one skin-soothing formula. Time-released retinol helps reduce visible signs of premature aging, and salicylic acid helps clear breakouts. It's got argan, rose, hip seed, and golden jojoba oils in it. This sounds really good. $132 though. Oh my gosh, that is expensive. This actually sounds really good because I get breakouts, but also like I've got aging skin, like premature aging skin. So this sounds like something that I could actually get behind. I'm intrigued. $132 is expensive though. That's like that hurts my soul when I think about this bottle being $132. I wonder how big the bottle is. Oh my gosh. This would have to go very far. Like it would have to, like 2 drops would have to cover my whole face for me to be able to justify $132. That's a lot. It would have to be a game changer to be worth $132. You can get Dermalogica from Mecca, so maybe like try before you buy. Like if it sounds good to you, definitely get a sample before you actually buy it because, oh gosh, $132. That's over half of my monthly budget. Stevie says, my lashes are long and straight, so add mascara and it's a mess. That's, yeah, I get ya. 132, cough, cough. Yes, it's expensive. Okay, we have the Jeffree Star Chromated palette. So I'm going to skip here to the actual photo of the palette. As soon as I saw the sorry, I know I just said that I'm going to skip forward, but as soon as I saw this packaging, this one here, I was like, oh, like just looking at it and the word chromated, it's got like a little ashes urn on it. I can kind of already tell that I don't think I'm going to like this palette. And then I see the swatches and it's a bucket load of gray tones. I just don't think that I would get any use out of this. There's a lot of grays in here and like black and grays. Like just not the kind of colors that I really wear, and I would probably already have enough in my collection to cover me. Stevie says, I'm actually really into the look of this palette, but for the price, it'll be most likely give it a miss. Shades of Color Pop Smoke Show for me. Actually, that's a really good point. Eden says, I'll be getting this palette, love cool tones. And there's a gloss in this one, isn't there? Yeah, I don't really like these like darker glosses. I just feel like they make your lips look a bit, I don't know. I don't mind these marble, what are they called? Makeup bags. I don't mind them. The straws. Carolyn says, no to this palette. The Jeffree Star palette I did like was the last one, the Royal one. Yeah, that was probably one of the first Jeffree Star palettes that I was really intrigued by, but I didn't buy it. Yeah, I think you could definitely get some really cool looks out of this. Like looking at it, there's a few looks that I can see that would look nice, but I just wouldn't wear it. And I think you could easily maybe cut this in half and still get the same effect. I don't think it really needs to be this big. They're going for the corpse look. Yeah. I wonder what, I didn't watch the release video of this. Yeah, a good goth palette. Yeah, like I definitely know that there's people that would love this, and there's definitely an audience for it. It's just not me. Just not me at the moment. Those glosses, no. Yeah, I just think some of his glosses don't make the lips look flattering. The colors. I think we've already spoken about these. We spoke about these a couple of weeks ago, I think. Yeah, because I said you can make them at home. I remember that. Okay, so we're going to skip over the Carly ones because we've already spoken about them. I think we spoke about them last week because they were on Trend Mood. Okay, now there's a few things on here that we haven't spoken about yet. Where did we get up to? I think this is the first one. Stevie says, I feel like if you don't already have blacks and grays, it's all you'd need, but overall a lot would give it a miss. Yeah, like if you don't have that color story, it's definitely, like it definitely would cover you for blacks and grays. And you would have like a lot of different undertones if you wanted to play around with working with blacks and grays and different undertones to get different looks. But if you already have a few, you're probably not going to use it enough to need to buy it. This is the new L'Oreal Skin Paradise Tinted Water Cream. This intrigues me. By the sounds of it, it's like a tinted moisturizer or like a BB cream. So I'm interested in this like tinted water cream formula. The description says it's supposed to be nourishing water-based formula. It's supposed to boost the skin, add moisture, and refreshes the skin tone for radiant, fresh, and well-being shine. 24-hour moisture, SPF 20. Formula includes water, extracts from aloe vera and ginger, as well as witch hazel, natural radiant finish. Having witch hazel in it is a bit, I don't know about that. I know some people find that witch hazel dries their skin out too much. I don't know. Balanced with the water formula, it might be good enough. But yeah, I'm intrigued to see what this formula feels like, the texture and how it wears. I'm intrigued to see what people think of this. I want to see some reviews and potentially look at it. It probably won't come to Priceline for a very long time. Coming soon online to L'Oreal Paris and other retailers, available now in Europe. So we might not see this in Australia until summer. I don't know. It kind of annoys me how long it takes to get products to Australia sometimes. It's just annoying. They should just release things globally at the same time. Oh, does that have, oh, we've already seen swatches of that's the mascara. Here we go. This is the new palette from Charlotte Tilbury. This is the luxury palette of matte in Desert Haze. $53 for, okay, so this is coming in the range with the bronzers. You get this dinky little brush as well. The Where is it? What's this brush called? The airbrush. So it's one of those travel brushes. I've never enjoyed these travel brushes. I just find them to be a little bit too stiff. Like ordinarily, I think like this bit here slides up over the bristles and then you chuck the cap back on. I've never really enjoyed these kind of brushes. I've just found them never quite right to apply powder or bronzer or anything like that. And then the eyeshadow palette, is that the swatches? I think that's the swatches of the bronzers. The eyeshadow palette, the looks as per usual with Charlotte Tilbury. She's very good at advertising her products and making amazing, beautiful, attractive looks with her products. But, hang on. I'm going to come back to that, but we're going to talk about the palette first. So, yeah, she's amazing at making her eyeshadow palettes look amazing. $53 though is very expensive for 4 shades of brown. I can almost guarantee that all of us already have these colors in our collection. We've probably already got them in a formula that we like to work with as well. You'd have to be a diehard fan of Charlotte Tilbury, I think, to buy this palette. I just think it's nothing special at all. One thing that I did just notice in this blurb here about the bronzers, and I know we spoke about this last week, the bronzers come in a refill. So when you use up the bronzer, I'm assuming that you can pop this out and you can buy a single pan to chuck back in it. I love this. I love this idea, and I want to see more brands start to do things like this. I want to see more brands make it possible to reuse their compacts. Like, instead of chucking this out every time you use up the product and buying a new one, you can just take the metal pan out and pop a new one in. I love that. And I hope that Charlotte Tilbury, I don't know if she already does with her powders and stuff, but I hope if she doesn't, let me check on her website. I hope if she doesn't do this already with her powders, that it's something that she's looking at introducing with her powders, because I think that it is a fantastic idea. And I think the way that the culture and the environment is moving, I think that people are going to start jumping on things like this. Products that you can be reusing, compacts that you can be reusing. I think it's an amazing idea. I love it. It makes me more inclined to want to buy like the bronzer, because I know that once I reuse it, I'm not going to be wasting the compact. I can just buy a new one and put in. What does everyone say? I agree, and price 2, Yawn, Brown, Charlotte Tilbury, yeah. I think though, in saying that, it is Yawn, but it's very in keeping with this whole collection. Like, she's serving brown on a rose gold platter, so it's very in keeping with this whole collection, like the bronze, browny tones. But yeah, brown. 4 shades of brown, no thanks, I don't need it. She does it with her lippies too. Yeah, I know she brought out those, what is it, the Hollywood lipsticks, and you can buy the refills for that. I think that's such a good idea. She's got 20% off at the moment on her lip kits. Why did I do this to myself? I hope she does it with her, let me have a look. If she does it with her powders, I'm more inclined to try her powder. I know people love her powders, but I've heard that they go through them really quickly. I wonder if that's something that she's looking at, because it doesn't look like she sells them in refills at the moment. Let me see, powders. She's got the loose. It doesn't look like she sells her powders as yet in refills, but I think it's definitely something that she should look at, and I hope that it's something that she introduces across other products in her range. A refillable compact is a good idea. We've had them in Nutrimetics for years. Yeah, it's funny how, like, I know everyone rags on MLMs, but it's funny how MLMs have had products like that are only just starting to become popular for years. Because I know, like, Mary Kay had them, I know Avon has them, and you just buy the insert when you're finished with the product. A new bronzer. We are bronzer heavy this week, same as last week, but this is a new bronzer from Clarins. This is the Healthy Glow bronzing powder. Now that I say that, I don't think this is a new product. I think it might just be repackaged for this summer. I think it might already be a product that's in the range, but the packaging on this looks stunning. It's so pretty. So pretty. But we've also got some primers. We have a new mascara and some cream eyeshadows. Carolyn says the compact and the pan look so pretty. Yeah, it's very pretty, and I like how they kind of match each other. Very, very pretty. So this is supposed to contain an anti-pollution complex to protect against environmental aggressors. What else? Oh, that's the bronzer. I don't know why. Anyway. Enriched with botanical micro patch that boosts moisture on the skin surface and prevents it from becoming dehydrated, and contains anti-pollution complex to protect against environmental aggressions. I don't know why they do this with bronzing kind of products. It seems to be really popular at the moment to put like skincare ingredients in bronzers and blushes. You're only covering a very small portion of your face with these kind of products. So I don't know why it's becoming really popular to include skincare type ingredients in blushes and bronzers, but it seems to be the way of the times at the moment. Then we have these primers, and they are like glowy primers. We have the mascara, which is a waterproof mascara, and then the eyeshadow pot things. Do we have any swatches? No swatches. The compact is beautiful, and the bronzer looks really good. This picture right here looks so appealing. The compact looks beautiful. It's not going to stay like this forever unless you don't touch it at all, but it looks very appealing. Like, aesthetically, it's beautiful. I don't know where, but this is like one of a million other bronzing type products that have come out in the last 6 weeks. We seem to be bombarded with bronzing products at the moment. Is that okay? Just this one here. CB says, "Oh, I missed the brand, but the compact." Yeah, it's Clarins. I'm sure you figured that out by now, but it was Clarins. Very pretty. We have some new products from Kiko Milano. This is the Tuscan Sunshine collection. I didn't know that you could get Kiko at Ulta. It looks like it is at Ulta. So we have the Perfecting Powder, we have the Radiant Bronzer, another bronzer, we have a blush, we have the Luminous Foundation, the eyeshadow palettes, oh my gosh, Shiny Lip Stylo, the Primer Mascara, no, where is it? Okay, no photo of the mascara. Anyway, moving on. We have the Hollow Lip Gloss. Where is it? This is the lip gloss, I think, that has leaves in it. And Nourishing Lip Oil. Okay, no, this is the Nourishing Lip Oil with prosopis and pink helichrysums in it. I don't know why we want that in our lip gloss, but anyway. Then we have a face palette. This is all over the place. This looks like it's the bronzer. We've got a 2-in-1 brush. This is the face palette. Okay, this information is all over the place. Let's go back to the start and talk about this. Okay, the powder, this looks cool. This imprint and the compact looks really cool. Yeah, I figured it out and was dealing with the dogs. Yeah, I have to shut my door in this room, otherwise the dogs just, they just want to be all up in my grill and want to say hello to all of you, so I have to shut the door. I haven't heard of this brand. Kiko is, I think it's an Italian brand, and I think only until recently, they've pretty much only been available in Italy and Europe, but I'm almost certain they're an Italian brand. So this is the perfecting powder. It is perfecting powder with fixing and highlighting properties. Sounds like similar to the Hourglass powders. Then we have the Radiant Bronzer. This packaging and the imprints in the pans are beautiful. Silky satin finish bronzer with lily scent in 2 shades. I don't know about that scent, but okay. Then we have the two-tone blended effect blush with satin finish and iris scent. I don't know how I feel about these floral scented products. I prefer my products not to have a scent. That's just me probably. Then we have a luminous foundation, moisturizing liquid foundation with a buildable medium coverage in 8 shades. I don't have a photo of the shades. Then we have eyeshadow palettes. I think there's 2 eyeshadow palettes. Okay, maybe there's only 1 eyeshadow palette. This palette reminds me of the Nabla Cosmetics Berry palette, the one that they just came out with, but these shades look beautiful, but looks very similar to the Nabla Cosmetics Berry palette. Maybe just a little bit lighter than that palette and not so, actually it's probably more the, let me have a look. What's the other one they came out with? Nabla. The berry palette, what was the other one? The more pinky one they came out with. Alice says, not just you, I hate overly scented makeup and skincare. Yeah, I just don't think it's necessary. Like, I think that, and I know a lot of people can be quite sensitive to scents as well. So I just think that it's a fine line. And I think that it's just safer not to have a scent than it is to have a scent. Because people's tastes when it comes to scents, like there wouldn't be so many perfume brands if people's tastes weren't so diverse. So I just think it's a bit risky to have scented products. Is it the Metropolitan palette? It's probably more like the Coral palette from Nabla, but this looks very similar to the 6-pan palettes from Nabla. So, I don't know. Nabla's a little bit easier to get. Nabla's a little bit easier to get than, what's this brand called? Than Kiko for us in Australia. So, you get Nabla from Beauty Bay. Kiko, I don't think there's any sites that stock Kiko that's shipped to Australia, so it's not the easiest brand for us to get our hands on. Back to this. This double-ended brush, I hate double-ended brushes. I just feel like there's always one end of the brush that gets really dirty and janky and gross, so I'm not about the double-ended brushes. And then this is the highlighter palette. I There's another photo right at the end. This is the, what is it? The Nourishing Lip Oil with the pink helichrysums and the prosopis. I've never heard of that flower before, but I don't want like floaties in my lip oil. I don't think that's a good idea, and I feel like I'm going to take it out and not realize, and then like be at work working away, and someone's going to be like, "You've got a little bit of something on your lips." Like I don't think it's a good idea putting floaties in a lip product. I just think it's stupid. Like it makes it look aesthetically pretty, but in practical terms, I just think it's really stupid. And then the highlighter, or the face palette. So it looks like there's a blush and 3 highlighters in here, or you can have these ones as like glowy blushes. I don't hate this. I think this is really pretty. I love the imprints in the pan. I can't get this brand, so I can't get any of it. It's very pretty though, and I would really like to try some products from Kiko eventually. But I know it's not the easiest brand to get in Australia. Again, those compacts and impressions in the pan just look gorgeous. That looks like a me palette. Yeah. I thought that you would like it because I was very interested in it. Okay. In the makeup spotlight. Okay, let's have a look at some indie makeup, and then we will be finished for the week. Okay, I think this is where we got up to last week. So these are some new shades coming out from Enchanted Luster Cosmetics for the Dragon Prism 2 palette. Enchanted Luster is based in Melbourne, for those of you that don't know. They're pretty good. They have some pretty cool shadows. Like their prism shadows are very like multi-chrome, and I know that I've heard really good things about their prism formula. Yeah, not much we can say about that because there's no, I wonder if she's put some swatches on her website. Dragon Prism 2. These. Okay. I don't think there's swatches, but we see some, yeah. Look at that shift. Gravity. These look really pretty. I might. I don't know whether Dragon Prism 2. Do we have? Oh. Okay, so this is going to be, the only thing I will say about her stuff is it's very expensive. This palette's 150 Australian dollars. So just be prepared to drop some coin because I've found that her stuff can be quite expensive because I think she prices most of her stuff in US dollars and then like the exchange rate. But some of her, like these prism ones, they look really pretty. Yeah. For me, I think it's the kind of brands that I would only, like I'd probably pick a couple, like a handful of shades out of those ones, like these ones here. I purchased this palette, the one, what was it called? The Enchanted, I think it's the Enchanted Luster. Wait, no, this is Dragon 2 Prism has been officially revealed. Are you gonna show me the inside of the palette? Come on. I just want to see the inside of the palette. There we go. Okay, so it looks like they are all the like the Prism formula. So I think the reason why they're so expensive is because it's essentially a palette of like multi-chrome eyeshadows. So we all know that multi-chromes can be quite expensive depending on the formula and whatnot. So yeah, that's why it's expensive. I don't know whether I'd buy this one. Just $150 is quite expensive. And I brought her, I forget what it was called. It's I think it was the Enchanted Secrets or the Enchanted something palette. And a few of the shades in there, like I didn't love. So I probably would prefer to pick up individuals instead of buying this one, the Luxury Chrome bow palette. Yeah, some of the ones in here I didn't love. And some of them kind of got hard pan. So I would prefer to just buy individuals instead of getting the whole palette, because $150 is expensive. That's a lot of coin to drop on. I don't know. For me, I just feel like that's a lot of coin to drop on an indie brand. Especially if you've never bought from them before. Like if you see the eyeshadow palette and you get really interested, $150 is a lot of money to drop on like buying a palette, and that's the first time you've tried the brand's formula. I've been looking for some good little Aussie sites. Stevie, have you heard / tried of Glamonatrix Cosmetics? I like their formula. Alice says, ooh, Kylie says, I'm pretty. Okay. We have some new highlighters from Sparrow Cosmetics. These look really pretty, but they're peachy tones. So I think she says you can buy them separately. It's not totally clear. Yeah, I think you can buy them separately. I think that's what these are. I think they're like the same ones in the palette, but you can buy them in the separate little compacts, or you can buy them in the palette. Heard of, but haven't tried. Yeah. If you're ever interested, their foil formula is really nice. The Glamonatrix Cosmetics foil formula. So Sparrow Cosmetics, we have two new highlighters. This Siren Song looks really pretty in the pan. And the swatches look really pretty as well. I just don't really wear these like pinky peachy toned highlighters. I probably would wear these as a eyeshadow instead. Glamonatrix is my all-time fave. I'm so glad to hear that you like them as well. She's really nice as well. The owner's super nice. I know she's really behind at the moment because her Easter collection was mega popular. And I know she's really behind with her orders, but she is always really open with her customers. Like she's always sending emails and giving you updates on where your stuff's at. Unlike other brands that just leave you completely in the lurch and don't answer your emails, she's really responsive with her customer service. And like, I'm happy to wait for something if the brand is like updating me on what's going on. And she does that. And I think she hired another person. So she's catching up with orders, and I think she's brought a new like press. So she's getting orders out quicker than she used to. I think one time I waited like 2 months for an order from her, but it was so worth it. I was so happy with what I got. I will check them out, looking for some color shifting shades. Yeah, definitely check them out. I might do, because I have a lot of her shades, so I might do maybe like a swatch video of all the shadows that I have from her. And that way you have like a good idea of like what she has on offer, and you can like pick and choose what you want. Because I think I have, I don't want to admit it, but I think I have like 90% of her range. She's wonderful with my order of the Sandra Rose palette. It's amazing. Yeah, I had a shadow that turned up broken in my Sandra Rose palette, and she ended up sending me, I think, like 2 replacements of that shade, because she said she said to me, I'm not sure whether you'll be able to get it out. So you can have one to try and like pry the pan out and glue back in, because she super glued all the pans in. So she said you can have one to try and pry out and put the new one in. And then she said if that doesn't work, you'll have like an extra one. But I ended up just putting it in my massive palette and not worrying about putting it in the Sandra Rose palette. And then I gave the one away. That would be amazing. No, yes, yeah. I went full ham with her range, like full ham. Okay, so Terra Moon Cosmetics are releasing some new shades, and Terra Moon is another brand that I'm dying to try. I think they're on my list of brands that I want to try this year. I just haven't committed to buying anything from them as yet, because you guys know everything that's going on at the moment, and I don't know when they would arrive in the post, and I don't know, because they're based in America, so I don't know what's going on with them, where they are at the moment, and I don't want to have something sitting in the mail forever. So I might wait until their like Black Friday sale or something like that and purchase from them then. But they definitely have some really beautiful shades in their range. Very beautiful. Same for Terra Moon and Davina. I have the Alchemist palette from Kat Von D. Just want some more colors. I have that palette too. And what was I going to say? There's some shadows from Terra Moon actually, Stevie, that you might like, because they have, I think they have a, what is it called? It's like a pastel multi-chrome collection, and where is it? I was looking at it the other day. This one, I think it's this collection. The Iridescent Chameleons might be up your alley. I'm still waiting on a package from Tarte from April, so be wary. Oh my gosh, that's a long time. Yeah, I haven't, in terms of buying makeup, like I haven't purchased anything from anywhere overseas lately, because I just don't know, I just don't know how long it's going to be. And I'm just wary of things like staying in the mail for too long and then just like potentially getting lost. So I've only been buying things from like Australian sites lately. I brought a handful in the last Black Friday sale. The Red Giant is insane. Oh, Red Giant is on my list. I am very interested in Red Giant. I found one called Sugar Baby or something. I heard such good things on that shade, Alice. Yeah, let me see if I can find, I wonder if their website is up and running. Terra Moon Cosmetics. Yeah, I'm interested in the Iridescent Chameleon range from Terra Moon. My Wayne Goss order from Beautylish has shipped, so I'll let you know when it arrives. I couldn't pass up the Shape Tape sale. Oh, Shape Tape and I are frenemies at the moment. We're just not getting on. I have figured out that I probably won't repurchase Shape Tape, but I enjoy how it looks with my Hourglass powders. So that's the only way I've been able to get it to work, is applying the Hourglass powder over the top, and it just like hides some of the cakiness and the creasiness. It seems to crease really badly for me under my eyes. Alice says it's amazing. Here we go. Here is the Glory Red Giant. Oh, it's so beautiful. These would look amazing as inner corner highlights. I brought the like iridescence from Amy Hart's Beauty, and it's just not it. It's not it. So I'm very interested in these ones. Oh, Space Baby, that's the one you were talking about. So pretty. Oh, these would be amazing inner corner highlights. Gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous. It's the only concealer I've found that works for me. I've been panning my Maybelline Fit Me concealer, and I've probably got 1 to 2 uses left. My favorite concealer is the newer Too Faced Born This Way one. I haven't tried that one. There's so many concealers. Like, I need to get through my Shape Tape first. Like, I am being very strict when it comes to my concealers. I want to use up the Shape Tape first before I buy another concealer. Sugar Babes Cosmetics I just found last night. Yeah, so Terra Moon is on my list, and I think I'm going to pick up some stuff in their Black Friday sale. Alice, do you remember what their Black Friday sale was? Like, how much they had? I think they had a really good Black Friday sale. Them and like JD Glow always has a really good Black Friday sale. A lot of indie brands. I feel like indie brands are all over it when it comes to Black Friday sales. Oh, golly gosh. Okay. What is this? This is the new Reserve collection from Shine by SD Cosmetics. No concealer works for me anymore. Can't remember exactly, but it was really good. I'm waiting for Sydney Grace for Black Friday sales. Hopefully it's good. Oh, Sydney Grace is so good with Black Friday sales. They also do your skin looks great in your profile making. Oh, that's so nice. I'll have to check out Sugar Babes Cosmetics. We'll finish this and then we'll jump on over to Sugar Babes Cosmetics. What was I going to say? I really like Maybelline Fit Me. Like, I religiously buy Maybelline Fit Me concealer whenever it's on sale, but I used up my stockpile, and now I am trying to finish the, every time I try and say Tarte Shape Tape, and it comes out as the Shark Tape, but the Tarte Shape Tape concealer, I want to use that up, and then I think I'm going to try the Too Faced one. Okay, so this is the new Reserve collection from Shine by SD Cosmetics. This brand the name always confuses me, but they look really pretty. I don't know where these guys, does it say on their Instagram? So it doesn't say where they are based, but it looks like they might be American. Oh, Canadian. By the looks of it, cruelty-free, vegan, Canadian. Canada has some pretty good indie makeup brands, I will say. They smashed it out of the ballpark. We have some new mattes from Dandelions Co. Dandelions Co. So these look really nice, actually. They look like grungy, really nice mattes. Look like they might be a little bit powdery, but they have some nice shades in there. Very, very autumn. I wonder if this is a... does it say where they're based? Vegan, cruelty-free, handmade, mineral makeup. I wonder where these guys are based. So they look like autumn colors. And the Northern Hemisphere is going into summer. So I'm wondering whether these guys are an Australian brand. No, they are based in Florida. Okay. They look nice though. And they're mineral. So if you do want like mineral makeup, they look quite cool for mineral makeup. Very like intense color payoff for mineral makeup. Okay, and the last thing is a new collection from Touch of Glam. These are the Twisted Vivids collection. These look beautiful. Touch of Glam is another brand that I always hear amazing things about. They look really pretty. Look at those shifts. Whoa. So you can buy these individually for $14.04 using an affiliate code. It's a very odd price, but you can also get them in the bundle for $130.50 with the discount code. that must be for the 12 shades. That's kind of expensive. Oh gosh, you guys are having a good old chat. Carolyn says, I finally checked out my Shape Tape. It was hideous. I have better luck with the Bare Minerals Serum Concealer and Colourpop. I've had exact same issue in the last year. I just have to learn to work with my 42-year-old under eyes. Oh my gosh. You guys are amazing. Watching my channel and you're like, that dark blue, I'll be there in August. The Maybelline Age Defying one is best I've found, but it's not full coverage. I brought the Charlotte Tilbury one, but my shade is too dark for under eyes. All the makeup obsessors, you know. I'm so glad that you guys watch my channel. Like, you probably have nothing like in common with me skin-wise, but you still watch my channel. Thank you so much. Okay, now, Stevie, what was that brand? We need to check out that brand, that Australian brand, Sugar Babes Cosmetics. Sugar Babes Cosmetics. Pale as hell too. Yeah. Pale girls unite. You have a good, mature approach to makeup routine. Oh, thanks, Kylie. I'm 27. I'm 28. I turned 28 in February. I'm super pale too. Yeah, you mean mature in a good way. Thank you. I know what you mean. Okay. Where is this brand based? Does it say about us? I'm 28, 29 this year. I'm 28 in August. Eden, we're the same age. Does it say Sugar Babe Cosmetics is an Australian company working makeup artist who understands the importance. Oh, cool. Okay. Maybe I have seen this brand on Instagram. Loose pigments. As much as I love loose pigments, I never use the ones that I have in my collection. So I probably maybe should start pressing them one day. I know like pressing them takes so much longer. They look really pretty. Not too badly priced as well. Like Australian makeup in general is really expensive. And you get free shipping over $50. Maybe. I'll have to have a look at their range and I'll have to have a look at their range and see what I don't have in my collection. See if there's any things that like I don't already have in my loose pigment collection and give them a try. They look really good. Thank you for letting me know, Stevie. Let me go back to, okay, we're finished on Instagram, so I'm gonna stop sharing my screen now. 28 and 29. You remind me of my daughters. They are super pale, 21 and 19. Loose pigments always catch my eye, but they are so hard and messy to use. Yeah, I have so many loose pigments. I was obsessively buying the what are they called? The in-lot pigments at one stage. So I have 90% of that range as well. But I hardly ever use them because it's just like an extra faff to use them. I just seen the swatches on Instagram and saved them. I have an Hourglass Scattered Lights and I struggle a bit with it. That's considered a pigment, right? I don't really remember let me have a look. I think so. I don't really remember what the Scattered Lights are like, so. Is it like a cream? Or is it, I can spell. There we go. Yeah, I think. Yeah, I guess that could be considered a pigment. I think they're like slightly pressed though, aren't they? I think. Or are they a cream? I only have the Tarte pot pigments. Scattered Lights are more like a cream topper. Yeah, I thought they were like a cream. They look like they might be. I don't remember even ever trying the Scattered Lights. I find them easier to use, not really any fallout. Yeah, loose pigments, you really have to like have a sticky base underneath. It's a pot, but not creamy like the Tarte Chrome paints. Loose pigments are like a powder that comes in a loose like pot. Let me, I don't have any, they're over my drawer. I can go get one if you want me to show you like what they're. Sometimes if they're slightly pressed, like similar to, what were they, the L'Oreal Infallible? I think that's similar to what they are like, the Hourglass ones. They're kind of like the L'Oreal Infallible. They were like loose but pressed into the pot. Maybe mine has dried out a bit. Maybe. I think the Scattered Lights are kind of similar to the, what are they called? The Colourpop Super Shocks. All my Super Shocks are drying out like crazy as well. Alrighty. I think that's about it for today. Unless there's anything that you guys want to talk about or ask me. I have so many Super Shocks. Yeah, I am on my mission to pan all my Super Shocks this year. I think I have 3 left that I need to hit pan on, and then I want to try and completely use them up. But some of mine are really starting to dry out. So I've been able to hit pan on some of them pretty quickly because they're drying out. So I've had to like really kind of work them through. I think 40, that's a lot. I thought mine was a lot. I'm glad that I stopped myself from buying them because I don't use them. Like I've been enjoying using them, but if I didn't actually go on my mission to pan them, I wouldn't have used them. You were doing well with panning them. Yeah, I've actually kind of been enjoying them, which I was really surprised about. I only buy Ultra Metallic and the Ultra Glitter Super Shock shadows now. Yeah, I have one of the matte ones, and I am really dreading buying them. I buy the packs, then when there's a sale, I buy the singles. Yeah, they're good value. They're definitely good value, but I just, it's just easier for me to grab out an eyeshadow palette on a daily basis than like using mattes and the shimmers. I just like having a bit of like matte in my crease, and then I use the Super Shock shadow glitters and metallics over my lid. Can they be resurrected with Duraline? Yeah, they can. And I think some people use oil, some people use Duraline. I think some people have even used like Matte Fix Plus to resurrect them. Yeah, Kylie's right. Beauty News did do a video on the best thing to rehydrate them with. And I think they found, I can't even remember, that was like years ago. I think they found oil and the Duraline was pretty good. I have a few Super Shock eyeshadows, which I like, but I also love the Super Shock blushes. I haven't even got to my blushes because I'm trying to pan that blush palette. So my blushes, my Super Shock blushes, I don't even know whether I've probably worn them maybe once or twice, but they're just rotting in the drawer as well. I am trying to get through that Too Faced blush palette. Don't advise using the Tarte spray to rehydrate, doesn't work. Okay, that's good to know. I think for the price, once dried out, I will probably just toss and move on. The Jelly Much shadows dry out quicker. Yes, Steph Lyons, if any of you like watching panning videos, Steph Lyons does a lot of panning, and she is trying to pan one of the Jelly Much shadows, and she's had it for like, I think 4 months or something, and she said it's pretty much completely dried out now. So she's trying to like rehydrate it every time she uses it. So it's a bit disappointing that like I know a lot of people like the formula, that it just doesn't stay stable for long enough and it dries out really quickly. Can I ask your opinion of Benefit cheek products for us super pale girls? There are certain Benefit cheek products I like. What was it? I think it was Dandelion that I really liked the look of, but I powered through it pretty quickly. I don't like the Hoola bronzer. I find Hoola bronzer too dark for me. I haven't tried Hoola Light though, and the Benefit Cookie highlighter is beautiful. What else do I have for Benefit? I think that's about it. I'm trying to think of what other I had. I think I've had the Dallas. Oh, I can't even remember. I panned them last year, and I think it was Coralista, which I liked. And Dandelion was nice. I liked Dandelion, and I like the Cookie highlighter, and I don't really like the Benefit Hoola bronzer. I have one jelly shadow and keep it in the fridge, and it stays hydrated. That is so much dedication, Eden. I still have the Super Shock shadow from 2015 and it's still not dry. Surprised me. Yeah, I've found some of mine, like I've pretty much had all my Super Shock shadows for the same amount of time, and I've found some of them have dried out pretty quickly and some of them the formula is still perfect. So I think it kind of depends on like what the batch was and what formula it is and what the color is, because some of them have like dried out, some of them are still really like beautiful and creamy. I'm pretty pale and use Rockateur blush. I don't think I've ever tried Rockateur. Has anyone tried Huda Tan Tour? I brought my bestie the Huda Tan Tour for Christmas, and I think she's quite pale. She's probably a little bit paler than me, and I think she's having a bit of trouble getting it to work. And I think I've heard that it's a bit harder to blend. I probably would recommend the Fenty creams. I really like the Fenty creams. I know some of you have watched my review, but I've actually really been enjoying these. And I think, are you wanting more of a contour or a bronzer? Yeah, I've heard that the Huda, like it sets really quickly, so you've got to do like one side at a time and blend really quickly, otherwise you're going to have like a stripe on your face. I love Benefit cheek products. I've got 3 of their face palettes. I have the Huda Tan Tour, haven't tried it yet, but seems a good match, and I wear 2-in-1 Estee Lauder. You've got to blend quickly. Eden, I'm super tempted by the newest palette they brought out. I use the Milk Bronzer Stick in Baked. I have one of the large Benefit palettes. It will take me years to go through that thing, and I'm not pale. I've always been tempted by the Benefit palettes, but I have always like refrained from buying them. Eden, where did you get your milk products from? Because I am very interested in the bronzer stick, but I don't know where to get it from and to get it to Australia. So I'm Let me know your ways. Enlighten me. Yeah, I'm unsure. Like I haven't really. I was just about to ask that too. I'm unsure about Alice. That one looks nice. It's got lots of new shades in it. Benefit palette was one of my first makeup purchases, and I've used it once. They're good value. Yeah, the Benefit palettes, I feel like they are always good value. You've just got to get one that has the right colors for you. It's good to know. I was so torn between the Fenty and the Huda, but I thought the Fenty one looked too orange. Maybe I might see if I can borrow the Huda one from my friend, and I might maybe do a comparison if she'll let me borrow it. I got it when I was on holidays in the US. Oh, you've just broken my heart. There's a new Tarte cream. Cream bronzer. Okay. Let me have a look. Yes, please. Yeah, I'll have to sweet talk her and see if she'll let me borrow it. I nearly, this is going to sound terrible. I nearly asked her when oh yeah, the one in the blue compact. That was in the C collection. I did see that one. We spoke about that one a couple of weeks ago. I can't remember, where is it? Yeah, no, I can't find it. Yeah, when I brought the, can we buy milk from Cult Beauty? Good question. Now I can't find it. Yeah, saw that one from Tarte as well. Where is it? I'm just back on Instagram trying to find it. Is it in that one? Nope. Here we go. Now I found it. I wonder when these are coming to Australia. The compacts look interesting. They look like little they look like little pebbles. Can we buy milk from Cult Beauty? Let me have a look. Cult. The Cult Beauty, maybe it's on Feel Unique. Milk doesn't ship to NZ or Australia even off Cult. Are you kidding me? That is ridiculous. That is absolutely ridiculous. Which makes me wonder whether maybe they are currently in negotiations with Mecca or Sephora. Usually when they don't ship off international sites like that, it's usually because they're currently in talks about like an exclusive contract with someone. Join. Let me see if it will let me. Brands. Milk. I blended the Fair Huda Tantour on my hand and it doesn't seem that bad. I've watched someone use it multiple times on Insta and she just always says blend quickly. Yeah, I've heard that you need to blend quickly. And I think it just depends on what kind of tone you like for your, what kind of tone you would like for your bronzer and contour. Because they both have, like when you compare the Fenty to the Huda, they are kind of slightly different tones. So it just depends on what you want. Why do they hate us? I know, it is ridiculous. Even brands, like other brands that you want to try that don't even ship internationally or they don't ship to you, it's disgusting. It's like, yeah. Okay, so I'm on Cult Beauty and I just tried to add the Milk Makeup bronzer stick and it says, unfortunately, this product cannot be shipped to your country. Not fair at all. We get Tarte stuff around a month later. Yeah, that's true. I would expect Mecca, it's their sort of brand. Yeah, I hope so because I think as soon as it comes to Australia, it probably will sell out pretty quickly because I know it's pretty popular. They're cream blushes and bronzers. For us oldies, you might like to follow Amanda Ramsey Makeup. She has a free Facebook class online for the over 40s next Saturday morning. She is an over 40s makeup artist. Oh, that's cool. Has anyone tried the Versailles liquid glass serum? Is that the one in the white bottle? Sephora. I can't remember which is the one that I have. Or the Skin Blur. Like a silver tone bottle. I think that's the one that I have. Let me check. Let me just check which is the one that I have before I'm telling you the wrong thing. Yes, liquid glass. That's the one that I have. Well, I don't have it myself. It's in my makeup kit, and I use it on models all the time. It looks beautiful in photos, but I don't actually use it on myself. So I can't really comment on what it's like with oily skin or like for long wear periods. But I always use it for photo shoots at my school. And I use it so I use it as kind of like a primer, and then I go over with with foundation. And then I also have used it as like a high point highlighter kind of thing to add just like an extra light reflection in photos. I have the Aqua Bottle Skin Blur. Is that the pink one? Skin Blur. Oh, I get you. Aqua as in color of the bottle. Okay, I haven't tried that one either. I haven't tried the liquid glass. Thank you. I have oily skin, nearly got them both in the sale, but wasn't in game enough in case they weren't good. Yeah, I like them. I don't know whether I would. The pink one is the new powder. Yeah, that's what I just saw on when I went back to Sephora. Yeah, to be honest, I've never really tried it on my own skin. I try to keep my makeup kit and my stuff kind of separate. It might be a good one if you are having like a crusty skin day, or if you're struggling in winter, it might be a good one for that. But for every day, it's probably not really suitable for oily skin. I don't know whether it would, it probably would disrupt the longevity of your makeup. And really. Alrighty. What is the time? It's almost 11. I'm building a kit too, just trying to expand my knowledge first. Are you training to become a makeup artist, Stevie? I signed up online with a Canadian place. Well, that's exciting. Which one did you sign up with? I think I know which one. I can't remember the name of it, but I think I know which one you're talking about. Yeah, that's the one that I thought you had, QC Makeup Academy or QC Academy. I think I was looking at that at one stage. And then I decided that I wanted to like do it on campus. So I do mine like kind of distance education and on campus. But I hope you enjoy it. I hope it's good. You'll have to let me know how you get on with it, how you like it. It's hard in Australia to like do makeup if you are working full time. It's hard to do. I'm very overwhelmed, only fairly new to makeup and have anxiety. I'm in the bush, so I have to drive for hours for me to do it on campus. Yeah, I drive 4 hours to do mine on campus as well, but I do like a block at a time. So I have to pay for accommodation and like I drive down there, I take time off work and do it for a week. And then I come back and do like assignments at home. And then I go down there for like another week. So I think in total, I would have done 5 blocks and on campus for a total of 25 days, I think. But I do like 4 to 5 days at a time. But it's hard. It's definitely like hard doing it distance and working full time and trying to like find models to practice on. And especially with everything that's gone on, like I haven't been able to do anything because like who wants someone to apply makeup on them at the moment? It's hard. That's why I signed up online. I'm on a pension, so it was easier and cheaper this way. Yeah, that's totally fair enough. And you can pay it off better as well. The first one that I started doing was mainly online, and then the business went bankrupt. So I had to like transfer, and that was a whole nightmare in itself. And I lost money. So it was difficult. I'm nearly finished actually. I have my last block in June, and then I think my graduation day is like end of June. So I'm so excited. Payments were way less too than the Australian-based ones I found. Yeah, and some of the private ones, like online ones in Australia, are a bit dodgy as well. Have a good week, Kylie. I hope I can see you next Sunday. It was really good to have you here. Have an amazing day. What was I going to say? I can't remember. Yeah, the first, I don't even want to rehash that because it was a horrible experience. How long have we been? We've been chatting for a very long time, guys. We should probably get off and go do something. Bye, Carolyn. Have an amazing week. I'll see you next week and next Sunday. I work in TAFE, New South Wales. They do a great course. Yeah, mine, my course is not through TAFE, but they are in collaboration with TAFE. Because my town had like they don't do the diploma. My town, like the TAFE that I have in my town here, it doesn't do the full diploma, and I wanted to do the full diploma. Where are we at? Okay. I might jump off, guys, because It's nearly midday in Australia here, and we all need to get shit done. I need to get my work clothes washed, ready to go back to work tomorrow. If you are still here and you haven't already, make sure you give it a thumbs up. That way, just tells YouTube that it's an awesome video. And yeah, if you haven't and you're new here, you guys are all subscribed, but if you're watching the replay and you enjoyed this video, hope you hit the subscribe button, and that way you get notified when we go live. I will be here again next Sunday at 9 a.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. It'll be amazing to have you all again. It's been super fun today, chatting away with all of you. It's so good when you guys jump on in the chat and sound off. It just makes it a lot more enjoyable. Yeah, so have an amazing day, have an amazing Sunday, have an amazing week. Stay safe and healthy, look after yourself, and I will see you next Sunday. Goodbye.